Hello and welcome to my classroom. My name is Brandon Sikkenga and I'm a 2016 graduate of Western, where I got my bachelor's in secondary education, Spanish, geography, and history. I just wanted to take a couple minutes to tell you about how my time studying in the history department at WMU has helped me out with my career. So I am currently a 7th and 8th grade Spanish teacher in Southwest Florida, although I do also teach one section of U.S. history this year. Last year, which was my first year teaching, I taught primarily social studies. I taught a little bit of everything from geography to government to economics to world history to U.S. history. So I earned a lot of valuable skills through studying in the history department that have helped me out immensely in teaching my students. One of these skills that was really focused on in the history department was thinking like a historian and developing critical thinking skills. Now, these are so important not just for individuals and for students that are in college, but I think they're really important skills that our young people, such as my students, need to have. So through my different classes, such as History 2100, World War II in Europe, I was taught how to gather different historical sources, how to analyze them, and synthesize those sources into quality writing. Now, that is something that I like to instill in my students, and those different critical thinking skills, because I think that our students need to be globally engaged and understand what's going on in the world and be able to be problem solvers. So I think that those are definitely skills that I have been able to use from my time at Western and kind of use them in the classroom to teach my students. So a lot of what we do in my U.S. history class is analyzing different primary and secondary source documents and doing document-based essay questions and things like that get the students not just thinking about, shallow historical facts like who did this and when did this happen, but actually have them understand the whys, the hows of history, and kind of how things connect. So a lot of the current events that we're seeing today have parallels to other events that we can see through, those critical thinking skills and really thinking and acting like a historian. Another skill that I gained from studying in the history department was just kind of a world view through taking different classes. So at Western, there are a wide variety of different classes in the history department. So I took classes from Everyday Life in America, where we focused on different thematic topics in the U.S. from the Victorian age through World War I, to modern China, to ancient Rome, to world history. So I think that being able to study different parts of the world and different time periods really allows me to understand what's going on in the world and again teach that to my students, because I think that a lot of times, especially when students are at the age of my students, 7th and 8th grade, I think it's easy for them to get caught up in what's going on in their backyard or their town or just their country. So I think that having that broader worldview and knowing about different parts of the world is really going to help them become globally engaged citizens and again lead to those critical thinking and them becoming problem solvers. So I hope that you enjoy your time studying in the history department at WMU, and go Broncos!